Subway Nutrition Sandwich 2022. Making the perfect Subway Nutrition Sandwich is all about choosing the right ingredients. The type of bread, meat, and vegetables you select will determine how your sandwich turns out. In this blog post, we'll give you some tips on how to make a delicious and satisfying Subway Nutrition Sandwich. We'll start with choosing the right bread, then move on to selecting the best meat and veggies for your sandwich. Finally, we'll discuss which condiments will take your sandwich to the next level. Choose the right bread. There are two main types of bread available at Subway Nutrition: white and wheat. White bread is made from refined flour. Whole wheat bread is made from whole wheat flour. Both types of bread are low in calories and fat, but wheat bread is a better choice if you're looking for a healthier option. 9-grain honey oat. The 9-grain honey oat bread is a slightly sweeter option, made with whole wheat, oats, rye, triticale, and flaxseed. This bread is also a good source of fiber, with 4 grams per slice. Italian bread is a classic choice for any sandwich. It's made with a blend of unbleached wheat flour, water, yeast, and salt. This bread has a chewy texture and a slightly salty flavor that goes well with almost any filling. Picking the perfect meat: roast beef, ham. When choosing the perfect meat for your Subway Nutrition Sandwich, there are a few things to consider. First, think about what kind of flavor you're looking for. Turkey is a classic choice that is both flavorful and lean, while roast beef and ham are also delicious options that pack a lot of flavors. If you're looking for something with a little more fat, then go for roast beef or ham. If you're trying to be healthier, then turkey is the way to go. Another thing to consider is texture. Do you want something that's going to be chewy, like roast beef? Or do you prefer something that's more tender, like turkey? Ham falls somewhere in the middle. It's not as tender as turkey, but it's not as chewy as roast beef. Consider what kind of texture you're looking for before making your decision. Finally, think about how much meat you want on your sandwich. If you're looking for a hearty meal, then go for the roast beef or ham. If you just want a light snack, then turkey will suffice. Keep in mind that all 3 portions of meat are fairly salty. So if you're watching your sodium intake, you may want to choose another option altogether. Ultimately, the best meat for your Subway sandwich comes down to personal preference. Consider what kind of flavors and textures you like before making your decision, and don't forget to pile on the veggies. The best veggies for your sandwich. The best lettuce for a Subway Nutrition Sandwich is iceberg lettuce. It has a crisp texture that pairs well with the other ingredients in the sandwich. Spinach. Spinach is a good option for a Subway Nutrition Sandwich if you're looking for something with more of a leafy flavor. It's also a good source of vitamins and minerals. Tomatoes. Tomatoes are a classic ingredient in sandwiches, and they work well in Subways too. Choose ripe tomatoes for the best flavor and to avoid making your sandwich soggy. Don't forget the condiments. Mayo and mustard are the 2 most common condiments for sandwiches. They both have their pros and cons, so it really comes down to personal preference. Mustard is a great condiment because it has a lot of flavor without being too overpowering. It's also fairly low in calories, so it's a good option if you're watching your weight. The downside of mustard is that it can be a bit messy, and it doesn't pair well with all types of meat. Mayo, on the other hand, is very versatile. It goes well with almost any type of meat and vegetable, and it adds a nice creaminess to the sandwich. However, mayo is high in calories and fat, so it's not the best choice if you're trying to eat healthily. Oil and vinegar. Oil and vinegar are another popular condiment combination, especially on Italian-style sandwiches. The oil adds richness to the sandwich, while the vinegar cuts through the fat and gives the sandwich a little bit of tanginess. One thing to keep in mind with oil and vinegar is that they can make the bread soggy if you're not careful. It's best to add them sparingly, or else your sandwich will be a mess. Spicy brown mustard. Spicy brown mustard is a great way to add some extra flavor to your sandwich without adding too much heat. It pairs well with most meats, but it's especially delicious with ham or turkey. If you're feeling adventurous, you can even add a little bit of horseradish to the mix for an extra kick. Just like with any other condiment, it's important to use it sparingly. A little bit of